Hi guys, recently I made a video about how you can download background for compositing in Adobe Photoshop, and I kept getting comment like this which says the backgrounds are low resolution. So in this video you are going to be looking at how we can convert this low resolution background into a higher or a very high resolution background for our compositing in Adobe Photoshop. This is Twisted Creative. Alaribemola is my name. If it's your first time on this channel, please do me a favor by hitting that subscribe button. Not just hitting that subscribe button, also ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the next video. Without wasting much time, let's get into it. So this is the image we are going to be using. This is the model we are going to be using. As you can see, the model is already out of background. It was shot with a white background and I removed the white background. We have some layers here, detail. So we'll call this reflection. Then this other guy, let's call this guy shadow. Okay, let's remove this stuff here. Then we'll have this as shadow. We'll have this, let's disable this. We'll have this as shadow, and this is the reflection which is underneath. Then this is the image. There are other backgrounds, but let's start with this. Let's punch in, let's zoom in and see what we have here. If you take a look at this stuff now, it's a kind of broken, pixelated. So how can we fix this to make it a better background? Let's drag this background from this to this, and look at, compared to the size of the image, just place it here. You notice that the image is very huge. You can see the size of the image, the size of the background on the image. So what I'm going to do, let's leave this spot and go to the background itself. Then let's zoom in. If you zoom in, notice that we have pixelated background. It's just the upscaling. We are going to upscale with Photoshop. Before you do this upscale, you have to go to edit, go to preference, down to preference, then from preference you go to technology preview. So this box is going to open and you can see some stuff that you need to check or uncheck here. If you take a look at here, you have 4 options here. The second one here is enable preserve detail 2.2 upscale. Then we are going to check this, and you have to check it and click OK. That means you have enabled it. Some of us has not enabled this, so you have to make sure you enable it, because you are not going to see it there if you've not enabled it. You go to click on image, then choose image size. Then it's going to show you this dialog box. It's going to show you original size with whatever. It's going to show you the original size, and you're seeing the width here is 736 pixel. The height is 1308 pixel. Then the resolution is 72. Okay, make sure your measurement is going to be on pixel, so make sure pixel is selected for this. Then you go to the resolution direct. There's no need to change all these figures here for the height and width. You go to the resolution and you can put in, let's try 400. So the idea here is that you have to make the width 4000, a little bit above 4000 or 4000. Let it be within 4000 or above 4000. So once you find out that you are a little bit above 4000, it's okay. Then for the height, it's going to put any other thing. As long as the width is above 4000, it's okay. So we are okay with 400 here. Then you have to make sure you go to this drop down, you click on this drop down and make sure this preserve detail 2.0 is selected here. So you are seeing it here. Then for this noise, if you take a look at this spot, you can drag this reduced noise from start to at least like 90% or thereabouts. Let's say 90%, because it's going to make the background smoother. So we are going to hit OK for this. You are going to hit OK. Then you see how the background is going to blow up. Let's take a look at what we have here. If you take a look at these leaves and all that, everything have been put together. All those pixels, all those pixelated stuff has been removed from this stuff. Isn't that amazing? Okay, now we can take this background and drag it and drop it on the image like this. So let's check the difference. Okay, look at the size. It's even bigger than the size of the image. You can see we still have extras at the bottom, we have extras at the top. So let's leave it. You see the free transform, you see where the image has transformed to. Let's select this other guy here and increase the size to this extent. Then we check the difference. Let's increase the size to this extent, for instance. Then let's check the difference. Let's put off this. Let's place them together. Let's select two of them and click on this stuff to make them close to each other. So let's disable this. Let's take this stuff to the ending and put on this, take it to the ending. Okay, so let's compare these two. Let's see. So this is the high resolution background and this is the low resolution background. Isn't that amazing? So this is the low resolution background and this is the high resolution background. This is low resolution and this is the high resolution. Isn't that amazing? You can see how this background has been transformed to a higher resolution or a very high resolution background. Now you can see that we can practically make use of these little backgrounds that we are ignoring. Isn't that amazing? So let's just put off this low resolution part. Okay, let's put off this low resolution. Let's put it off. Then we have to make use of the high resolution background. Now we have to place this background. We have to place this background very well on this platform. Let's take it up a bit. Let's nudge up, and I think it should be okay here. Then we have to push to the nudge to the right, and I think we are good to go here. Now the image has been placed on the background. So this, for the background alone, this is the shadow. Let's take the shadow up. Then let the background be on under. Okay, let the background be under, let the shadow go up. So this is the reflection. The reflection can still be under the shadow. Let's select the background and take a look at this compositing. You notice that the background is brighter than the image. So we have to click on this adjustment layer, create an adjustment layer which can be brightness and contrast thereabout, and you have to reduce the background. Mind you, this is not affecting the image because it's underneath the image, so it's just on top the background. So we're going to reduce the background a bit, and I think it's okay like this. Can be adjusted later anyway. Let's close this up. Another thing is that if you take a look at this image, it's like the image is reddish and the background is cool. The image is warm and the background is cool. There's a simple way we can do that. We can click on the adjustment layer again and choose color balance. We are just going to adjust to match the background to the image because the image is warm and the background is cool. So we don't want the background to be cool and the image to be warm. So we need to adjust this mid-tone of this background. Then we have to take the red of the mid-tone up, like up to, let's say up to like 35%. Then we'll add yellow to it because the warmness of image is, when image is warm, it will be having a lot of yellow and red. So we have to add yellow too, because we want to turn this slider to yellow side, so which is turning to the left. Then you notice that the stuff is becoming uniform. With this color balance, you can match your image with background or match your background to that of image. So let's go. Then if you notice that this stuff is too much, you can still bring it down later. Let's look for something else. Okay, let's just assume that we are done with this image and this background. Let's just assume. Let's look for another background. Let's make use of this. So this is another background we have here. If you zoom in, you notice that it's a very low resolution background. You can see the pixel. It's a very low resolution background. So what do we do about this? We have to go to image and choose image size. We are no longer going to activate that preserve detail 2.0 because we are going to go to image size, and that stuff has been there. Click on this plus mark to zoom in, and you'll be seeing the progress inside this box here. You'll be seeing the progress. You can see how pixelated the image is, the background is. So we are going to go to this spot with this pixel selected here, then go to this 72 and change it into, you can even change it to 500. You can experiment with whatever you have. You can change it to 500, and let's try that 400. And 400 is okay. You can see how smooth the background is now. You can see how smooth it is. If you click and hold, you will see the pixel, but if you let go, you will see there's no longer pixel showing. So let's go to the area whereby we will see this stuff very well. Let's go down a bit. So take a look. At the background. Let's click and hold. You see the pixels. Then if you let go, you see the smoothness. Then with this 90 also for the reduced noise, and with this 2.0 preserve detail checked, you can click OK. Then the image is going to enlarge, blow up. So this is the image now. We cannot check comparison now. Let's take it to the image, and we can, let's choose position for the image. Let's choose position. You can expand this. You no longer have problem because it's big already. So let's put it this way. Then hit OK. There's something we don't need to forget here. If you take a look at this stuff, there is perspective. You know what we call perspective? The image, the background is very, very deep. Okay, let's disable this image. The background is very, very deep. You know, when you snap with moderate aperture, everything is not going to be in focus, but after the image is going to be getting blur from stage to stage. Now we are going to select the background, go to filter, then go to blur gallery, then we'll choose tilt shift. If you take it from here now and drop it here a bit, you can take this guy up a bit, so that the blurriness is going to start from this point and move forward. So we have to adjust the blurriness by adjusting these spots. So I think the blurriness is okay like so. Then we have to hit OK. So this is what we get from it. So as you can see, as the distance progress, as the perspective, the distance progress, the blurriness will become intense. So let's go to the image and enable the image again. So this is what we get. If you take a look at this reflection that we are having on the ground now, it's looking too odd. Then we have to click on the reflection and reduce the opacity. I click like 7 should be okay, 7 thereabout, or 6 should be okay. Then you take a look at the background, how bright the background is. If it is bright enough or too dark, you can double click this adjustment layer here, click on this adjustment layer and reduce or increase the brightness of the background to match that of the image. So we have this color underneath, which we can bring up to check if it's going to suit that of the image, and we can still click on the color and readjust the color based on what we are seeing on the image. I think with the yellow to -26 is okay, then the red is okay like this. As long as it's not going to affect the image, it's not going to be on the background. Then let's take a look at the edges. The edges of this stuff now is supposed to be for another tutorial, but let's just do the edges, because if you're having a blur background, definitely you need the blur edges. So how can we go about that? Click on the image, go to filter, then go to blur gallery and choose feed blur. Then you can take this spot to the face and go to this right side and take it down to 0, which is there's not going to be blurriness on the image. So let's zoom in and see. So we are going to be clicking around this image, around this image by clicking here. We'll create one here. Then as you are seeing, once you go close to the hair, once you go close to the edge, you see the edge is getting blurred. Then let's place it somewhere around here and reduce the blurriness to 4 pixels. Then we are going to do the same thing around the image, 4 pixels. Then to this hair area we are going to do 4 pixels also. Then to this spot we are going to do 4 pixels. Yeah. So the reason why we are doing this, we don't want the edges to be too sharp compared to what we have on the background. Then you can make it, can stop somewhere here, because the downside need to be sharp as the ground is sharp. So with all this done, let's add one here, then take it to 4 pixels. We are okay with the blurring the edges. Okay, we can add one here and do the same here, also 4 pixels. So I think we are okay with the edges. Then we can hit OK here to accept the blurriness for the edges. Then if you take a look now, you notice that we have a very fine stuff there. Then we'll go to the shadow. And take our eraser tool, reduce our opacity to like 20 or 21, then flow 19 should be okay. Then we'll click on the lines to fade these lines from the shadow. So how to create a nice transition, a smooth transition between these two stuffs here. So the shadow has been secured. Now this is what we have. So this is what we have, the first background, and this is the second background. This is the first background and this is the second background. Let's just zoom in again to see the wonders of the magic between the low resolution background and the high resolution background. Take a look at this. Then let's enable this again to see the wrong or the bad resolution background. Let's see again. So let's see the before again. This is before and this is after. This is before converting the background to a high resolution, and this is after converting it to a high resolution background. Isn't that amazing? With us being able to download this background and get them in low resolution and be able to convert them to a higher or higher resolution, that means there's no point paying for background. Isn't that amazing? That is it for today. If you find it interesting, helpful and useful, let us know in the comment section, telling us the area it has helped, the area it has not, and the area we need to improve on. Like if it's your first time on this channel, please do me a favor by hitting that subscribe button. Not just hitting that subscribe button, also ring that notification bell so that I don't miss any of the next video. Thanks for watching today's video. Creative Pro, keep on creating. See you in the next one. Bye for now.